Greeting to all of the melanin African people worldwide. I hope everybody is doing okay. I hope everybody, not too many of you guys affected by that epidemic, the coronavirus, COVID-19. Family, I take this opportunity today to do a short video for you guys. The purpose for this video this morning is to remind you guys how much do you care for your loved one? How much do you care for your family member? How much do you take in care of your elder? Especially as an African, you're responsible to look out for your elders, your community, your loved one, those that shows respect, those that give back to the community, even those that choose not to do anything, that came to that earth, that asked to come to the earth, that has responsibility, but refuse not to do the work what they came to the earth for, or what they returned to the earth for. As an African, we don't die, we transitions, we go back to our ancestors. And again, this depends what we were doing in the earth. Like many of us that transitions either by accident, or either one of our enemy shot one of us in the street, or put us behind bar for life sentence. Some of us perhaps may go before time, but we have a deity, an Ifa, Olodumare. That entity knows the time you're gonna be in that earth and the time you're coming back. You're gonna return back to the earth. Family, I hope that coronavirus is an example for so many of you that hate each other. So many of you that don't talk to each other for 3, 4, 5 years, months, days without checking on your loved one. I know it's not easy because family member can be a pain to dealing with, especially for those that choose not to listen to you when you want to give them some advice, who doesn't want to lift up the community, to work with the family member, to work with the elders. Because as an African, we don't have cousin, we all family, we all one big nation. When we were kidnapping from back home, we learn about my cousin, my nephew, and so long. But in African culture, there was no such thing, cousin, family member. We all one big family. We all parents to our children. I recall back home, if you go in the street, you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, you're gonna get spanked by any elder or anybody that's seeing you doing it. And when you get home, you will not be able to tell your parents, oh, so and so, Auntie John, Auntie Lala hit me. You will keep it secret because you know you're gonna get whipped again. Mommy and dad gonna spank you again when they ask you, what did you do? And you guys heard that phrase, it take a village to raise a child. I gotta look to that. I'm not sure if it's all African word. I need to know what exactly what that means, but I can speak from my experience in the continent where I was raised. It does take a village to raise the children, because everybody in that community looking out for that kid. Make sure that kids come out the way it's supposed to come out. Make sure that kids do what he's supposed to be doing in the community, and make sure that children lift up the community. Our experience here worldwide, especially in the West, when we live in the Western society, when you live in the European society, either in England, in Netherlands, in United States, in France, Paris, Canada, worldwide. And with that being said, not just them, we are also being abused by people that look like us, who've been paid to abuse us, to murder us. Because I listened to a video last night from Bloody Lamb's Cave. I was listening to a family member that telling the history, how torture it is to this day, when 2020, they still mistreated in Neverland. And that's the Dutch country, which is still European. When I'm looking at us, what happened to us in this planet, and I know we're gonna rise, it's just gonna take few of us here and there to connect with the West. If the head is moving, the tail has to go. Because our African family being tortured right from the mother's womb, after birth, when they come into the age because in African we don't know anything so-called teenagers. When the kids turn 12, that kids already have his PhD. As for culture, the community that teach them, the elders, the priests that teach them what they learn from the parents. When you see a 10-year-old already know how to till the ground in the Western society, you will call it abuse. You carry the water in the head, you will call it abuse, but you don't know, and you can ever know. As you guys already know, my video always mix with a little bit of everything. I don't focus on that coronavirus. I don't give it energy, but that's the hot topic now. I'm not big in YouTuber, but I take opportunity to lift up my people, to help them understand what's going on this planet. And for those that choose to listen, because I know many of you guys will refuse the knowledge, the information that putting in the air for you guys to get your mess together, for you guys to learn how to don't spend your hard-working money in things that you don't need. Because I heard that phrase as well, you have to be able to put aside in a rainy day. And I don't know where that phrase came from neither. But as an African woman, I saw our parents when they have to stack food when we have lot of rain, when it's a raining season, when it's a dryness season in the land. I usually see them, they stack all kind of dry beans, corns, or the wheat food that will last them until they can replant, work in the land again. And I take opportunity giving thank you to Mother Nature. Thank you to the land that been giving us forever. Thank you. Thank you. Family, if you look at it, many of us today will be not able to go back to work. I just noticed a topic from President Donald Trump, who claimed temporarily immigration not gonna be able to enter into the United States because I don't know what plan did he has. So he claimed the jobs have to stay for the American people. I don't see the job. I don't know what job he's talking about, but that's what I saw a couple days ago. So this is an opportunity for you or people that live worldwide to reconnect with yourself, to learn how to build in your homeland. You don't need to be getting in that boat, risk your life to go to Kenya. I mean, not Kenya, to go to outside Africa to risk your life and to get murdered by all the Arab country that been paying from the European to torture you, to put you in prison for life, or to murder you in your way when you're looking to go to Libya, when you, in Libya is our country, Netherlands is Africa. All these places, or new generation African try to go, is all land. But all land being conquered by the outsider. Since our people don't know the history was stolen from them, but they still don't know the purpose of them being one or looking for a different life, a better life outside Africa, when everybody seeking wealth in Africa, when the Western society seeking wealth in Africa, when the Chinese, the Indian, the Korean, everybody outside, our people come to Africa seeking Africa for the wealth. But we've been told Africa is poor. We've been told the kids are starving, they die of hunger, which is a big lie, and it's all over the planet, including Haiti. All kids are starving, that's what they claim, because of lack of food. That way they can bring the GMO food to our land and to destroy our people. My message always for the young people as well, to listen, take advantage of our people that letting you know who's living in the so-called developed country, to tell you how we dealing with things here in the country you guys looking to flee to come to, and when you live in all your wealth, all your freedom back home in the motherland. Family, the point of this video, the main point, if you lost your loved one today in the coronavirus, your family member can't even get a proper burial. Your family member not able to see, even, as an African, you know your loved one, even when you transitions. Your grandmothers, anybody that died during that epidemic, we won't be able to have as much people, family member, that will go ahead. They usually say pay the last respect to the family. They will not be able to piling up in the church, in the funeral home, because of the social distance that been take place. If you don't know who's affected by a virus, what you guys call it, what your government call it, because a virus can be affected by people, because a virus is dead. The virus can become alive when you in contact with somebody that very weak, somebody that's not healthy, somebody that don't have no life in the body, because the virus can be activated in a dead body that doesn't have no life to fight it. So many of our people that have been affected, if they've been affected, because I saw a doctor from Minneapolis who came in the air, who been told how to widen a death certificate for 80 years old woman that died from a different complication. So today, everybody seems to be, you die. When you die, your diagnosis, the cause of death will be the coronavirus, COVID-19. So nobody die any other complication anymore. Nobody die any from other heart attack or anything, accident. I guess even if you hit your arm, you go to the hospital now, you go into mixed diagnosis with coronavirus. virus. So technically, even your family die of natural cause, you can't even do what you're supposed to be doing, planting, visit the funeral home, make sure your family properly taken care of before you put them in the ground, or before you put him or her in the ground. So with that being said, it is time now to learn how to work with your family member. I know they've been mentally sick, from traumatized, especially with religions, doing slavery, and many of us not gonna get up of religions. I notice this, I see it, because if you don't have a minister that cannot be coming in your community to asking you right now, what do you need in a time of need, or you have food for your family, or you have the necessity, the things that you need to go through during that crisis, you need to get away from that minister. You need to get away from that rabbi. You need to get away from that temple you've been going to. But I know many of you guys not gonna doing it, because guess what? I noticed some of our people were buying, even doing today, even doing that traumatized with many of you guys, not me, because I already know these things going to be happening. Nothing new under the sun. I know what mankind planning to do in this earth. But for so many of you who's not connect with nature, will be cut off in God. For so many of you who's not connect with your ancestors, you will be surprised when you hear the breaking news by the social media, or by your governor, or by your presidents. But I'm not surprised. I know these things gonna happen. They even put it in your Bible, the Bible you worship, which is a Bible created by collecting of people that has planned how they were gonna control the planet with the economically, by using religions, by using the church to controlling you people. Because if you look at it, most of you people who don't want to miss a Sunday service, or Saturday, or Wednesday, whatever day you guys choose, especially in Ghana, I learned, and it's in Haiti too. So many of you go to church 3 times a week, and every time you go, they're gonna pass the collecting plate, and you can't even eat. Your kids can't even go to school. You can't even take care of your family member. But you've been told it is sin if you don't pay your tithe. It is sin if you don't pay your offering. Because even our people, the so-called pastor, the so-called black pastor that living in the Caribbean, that living in the motherland, they live like a mega. They live like a billionaire. They have the cars, they have a better house, they have maid, they have better clothes, they send the children to better school. And who pay for all that? Is you family that pay for it. Because these pastors never have a job. They figure out they can make money off you. So they choose, I'm gonna be a minister to minister to you. Family, you don't need a minister to send you back to the earth when you transition in a white way. You're supposed to have a community priest, a Ifa priest, a Babalao, that in the community was supposed to prepare you, bury you in the African traditions, back to the earth, back to the ancestors. Because when we die, family, we don't go to heaven. Nobody go to heaven. Your heaven and hell is in the earth. You claim your heaven. You choose if you don't want to deal with the hell, because you need both. You are born with both, wrong and right. You make the right decision, you'll be better off, less to deal with the hell. You make the right choice in life, you follow the Ma'at principle, you follow your community principle, you have less headache to deal with. You follow your so-called government, you try not to get involved in doing anything that they will claim is against their law, so you're dealing with less headache. You don't have to go to facing them in court. You don't have to go pay a speeding ticket. You don't have to go paying them the so-called tax to pay them back, which is, we're not supposed to pay tax anyway, but they put it on you to pay. So you don't need a minister to marry you. You don't need a rabbi to marry you. You don't need a priest to marry you, because all these things should be done by your community, by your high priest, not by a man-made religions. And marriage is about a community, a family built, an African culture that's supposed to be restore what the community missing, or uplifting the youth in the community. It's nothing to do dressed in white. And we African, we're not supposed to be dressed in white to go get married anyway. We have our roots, we have our culture, we have our clothing culture we're supposed to wear when we get married. And we're supposed to be married in a proper way, not after you having you after many fornication, many abortion, after you murder many of the ancestors that return, when you choose you're not gonna take care of that child. African doesn't do these things. Family, to see how far are we came from, how far are my so destroyed and mentally psychological sick, because it's not happening just in the West, it's happening in Haiti. I know it's happening in the motherland too. Teenagers having baby and go give birth to that baby and under the tree somewhere. And then you have those agency missionary that in Haiti that go flying the helicopter looking if there is a baby in the forest somewhere, and then try to rescue this baby and bring them to the agency. Because in Haiti, in the border of Dominican Republic, you have Campo agency that from the outside Haiti that claiming a community protection for the youth, for the people, which is they abuse them anyway, they manipulate them sexually, and they're doing all kind of stuff with them. And I saw the same program in Africa, these missionaries that need to get the hell out in our country. You guys going to be telling me since when the outside, the European, the German, the France, all of them, they're all Europeans, since when they care for us? Since when they will be looking out for us? Our main problem today is because of them that torture us from the beginning, from religions, beside religions, that telling you throw away your culture to claim on their culture when they don't even have a culture. The European doesn't have a culture. They create the culture. They not come from the Roman Empire. They not come from the Greek Empire. They create the culture. They don't have one. Why will you be follow a deity, a mankind that doesn't have a culture? It's like the blind leading the blind. We both gonna fall in a dish. And that's what happened to all people worldwide. And that's this cause of all people to be failing daily, because they don't know who they are. The culture was stolen from them. They never go back to look what the African was doing, what the ancient Kemet, Egypt, which is us, what the Moors was doing, when we are the one who teach the whole entire planet. And now you turn around, I cannot do plumbing, I cannot do math, I cannot do building. There is so many things you're hearing from the youth. They're telling you they cannot be doing because of miseducation, because they don't know who they are. Because that education they learn from the Western society worldwide, including the continent, is nothing to do with African education. As you all know, guys, my video always mix with a little bit of everything. Like I said before, I'm not focusing any so-called virus to give it energy. I'm just taking the opportunity to let you guys know what you need to start doing now to get out of where you are, to not allow this virus to mentally destroy you. You must be stronger to prepare yourself and know what next when everything is open back. For so many of you Africans that in the United States, it's time for you to look to the motherland, visit Africa, buying the land. The lands are available for us to buy now. Buying the land to go investing in the motherland. You can be back and forth. Many of us in the channel hasn't channel to telling you guys what to do. You don't need to hear the news from CBS, from Fox News. They're not gonna tell you that news anyway. They all back in the motherland, whip it up the land every day. And you and here in the United States, and Canada, and France, and Haiti, and UK, and England, and Netherlands, suffering every day, being hit by other mankind because of your beautiful texture hair, of your beautiful texture looking color. And you make you feel inferiority because you think something wrong with you, like that Bible they create. You've been punished because of your skin color. Family, wake up. You don't have no excuse today. We are in the information age. We connect with you worldwide because of Nut. The ancestor has technology for you for centuries, but you wasn't ready to tap into it yet. Today, yes, you can connect with your loved one because us as an African, we all over the planet. You can connect with them all over the planet. I'm not saying we have to speak all the language. We in Brazil, we in Mexico. A lot of us don't speak those part of our code language. But English, that broken code in Latin, Virgo Latin, and German is the universal language. So many of us can hear you worldwide. Please, when you see a video titled Lens Curve, click in that video. When you see a video titled Dr. Phil Valentine, Dr. Liala Africa, that's a number one to teach us what to eat, how to take care of yourself to get up in the mess where we are now, worldwide. Click in that video. When you hear a video of Dr. Ben, when you hear a video of Dr. Henry Clark, when you hear a video of the Amos William, anything to do with African, if it's not compromised, we're telling you that when you hear a video about Malcolm X, get these books. You click in that video, you can learn who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, family. To go back to the main point, you don't wait when your ancestor dying to give them the flowers, to taking care of them, to feed them, to wake up in the morning, to look out for them. That's what we do as an African. I used to take care of my elders, taking care of those that older than us. And we don't call them by name. Because right now, if they transition during the coronavirus, you barely can visit them to pay your last respect for them. They technically are bonded in that funeral home. They are bonded in that church. Many of our ancestors being caught up in that lies. So they think they're gonna be sitting here waiting for a savior. And even if they're in the hospital now, you can even visit them as much if you want to, because of the limit amount of people they allow to be in the hospital. So you must look in these things in a positive way with that coronavirus is a wake-up call for our people to reconnect together worldwide, to taking care of the elders, taking care of your loved one, and to when those that choose to be a junkie, those that choose to be starting drinking alcohol at 6 in the morning, by 9 they junk, they don't know anything going on and then doing that in that day. It's time to pull them out, to wake them up, to tell them to get the mess together. Because as right now, if you are planning to get married, you put that wedding on hold. Any activities, if you are planning to to go into a family reunion, you put it on hold. If you are planning to go on vacation with your family, you have to put it on hold. Because the country in lockdown, the country is not traveling. It's time for you to know how you spend your dollars. It's time for you to spend buying Nikes, to spend buying shoes, to spend buying any type of product you don't need. Use what use what you already have. And we put in money in the enemy pocket anyway, because we don't have any business here worldwide, or people don't have any business, especially in the United States. You can find any grocery store that run by a black community, and we don't have a community. You don't see any store we can go buying from our own people. Stop giving your money to the Arab, to the Indian, to the European, to the Chinese, to the Korean, worldwide. Stop giving them our money. Stop putting your money together to rebuild our nation for our children that coming up. Because the generation I see, the kids that's born in the millennium, we call the 20th centuries, those kids are lost. They don't know any common sense. They don't have any common sense. So we need to put common sense back in them and to restore them back to the African culture. Family, this epidemic is worldwide. It's nothing new under the sun. But since I've been on the earth and I asked earlier, they never see anything like that in my life, in their life. I saw hurricane happen when I was home. I saw a family house roof fly in the sky, water from the sky inside the house. But in one area in history, we never see a so-called epidemic that created to control the whole planet. This is new for many of us. It's new for me. It's new for people that goes before us, including our ancestors. So even if it's man-made, whatever name they call it, so it's affecting every single one of us. For those that has a small businesses, I already saw many of our people that has barber shop, they already close it because these little business cannot afford to come back. Hairdresser, they cannot come back. Many of our people, these are the only small little business they can have in the United States. They barely has like a normal store, like grocery store, like ShopRite and Stop and Shop or Walmart, okay, CVS or Target. We can afford to open these stores, or we can if we put our money together, but we will not do it because we are so mentally slave. We either be dividing from each other, fighting with each other, instead of being one collecting to work together and rebuild a community for our people. All I'm saying, family, taking care of your loved one for now. The elders, not when they die, transition in the casket, because you don't know when the next epidemic coming, when you're not gonna be able to, if they transition, so many of our people have to bury mass grave. They don't even have a proper bury because of the coronavirus. The hospital full of staff, the hospital understaffed because of the distances, because of the social distance, because of the how many people that admitted in this hospital. Everybody affected. The funeral home, the restaurant, everybody affected from that breaking news that been in the air since January. All I'm saying, family, it's time for you to take care of yourself. Start educate the elders, not when they transition, because they're still waiting for a white man to come to swap them up the earth when they die. Nobody go to heaven when you die. You go right back to the earth. Follow the principle of Ma'at. What you're supposed to be doing, living a righteous life on this earth. Make yourself happy, make your community happy, taking care of yourself, taking care of your loved one, and at last, changing your diet. You must take care of your health. That way you don't have to go visit the man-made hospital, the man-made doctors to give you a biochemical medication to continue and poison you to get you sick, to get you sicker. Take care of yourself, family. And for those of you who like to be rising your, singing your lungs in the choir, it's not worth it. Stay away from the church. Because when one of you, like I said in my other video, I know a family friend that transitioned who used to be in a choir. He has to be buried maybe only 5 people distance from her, and she was a singer in the choir. The choir wasn't able there to sing for her, to send her back to the earth because of the corona epidemic. Same thing happened for many other family members that bury in mass grave in a black bag or in the white bag back to the earth, never have opportunity to have a proper bury because of the virus. I was told even in Africa, I don't know if it's true because you never heard any good news in the motherland. I heard the people that die from the virus, they dump them in the ocean. That's why I don't eat fish anymore. I don't eat meat anymore. You as well, family. Stay away from any livestock. Stop eating meat. Stop eating fish. Go back with your herb, your food that come from the earth. And stay away from seedless food. You must eat food that go from the sun. Food that go from the earth. That's the food you're supposed to eat. I have to go, family. Please share that video when I upload it. Subscribe if you feel like it. I'm care for you guys to get the message and to change your way and change your other family member, your loved one, for those that choose to listen, because I know many of our people doesn't listen, especially the young people today. They will not listen when you talk to them. And stay away from the church. Your pastor cannot save you. The book is a metaphysic book. The Bible is a science, not man-made science. You cannot understand that book that was created, copy from your ancestors. Nobody can understand it beside you. When you come to yourself, when you know who you are the God you've been calling for, pointing in the sky, looking for. There is nothing in the sky for you. There is no white man in the sky who's going to come to save you when you die, who's going to bring you to heaven. No. It's all a lies. It was made to keep you in slavery. It was created to rob your money. It was created for political poly. It was created for you to keep you in bondage, to sucking up your spiritual life, because you're African, you are a spiritual being. The first ship who bring our ancestor to the new world, that ship was called Jesus. Family, wake up. And I know many of you read that book, you can understand that book. It is a coding book. They have a little bit of truth on it from our people. But you don't know the book is missing 18 books. I advise you reading the book of the Kabbalion, reading the book of the dead, reading the book of day and night. Study, family. You don't have no excuse now. Please, do your research. I have to go now, family. Take care of yourself. Don't let that coronavirus to destroy you mentally. And stay away from the store if you don't need to. If you don't have money, you stay home. Don't try to go steal, doing anything stupid in the store, because you are the first one they're gonna be locking behind bar. Don't try to do anything to put you in trouble with man-made law. worldwide. Take care of yourself, family. And stay away from the church. Stay away from these man-made pastors that been paid to keep you in bondage, that been paid to lies to you for over 2,000 years. Stay away from them. I was told they even try to preaching online and they still asking for 10% online. Family, wake up. You can see the lies loud and clear now. You don't have no excuse now. Take care for now. I see you. Talk to you in the next video. So long. Bye-bye.